Anyway, it's Joe Shasky, Alan Stiles, Bonte Hill's out today. Shout out to the YouTube crew. I know you're out there somewhere. Do you know that Steph Curry comes back tonight?
I've heard it's probable.
Probable?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's all fired up here. We got Steph Curry maybe coming back tonight, maybe coming back at the Alamo Dome because they want to have, 65,000 people at the game on Friday. Big national championship game last night that we'll get into. Georgia versus TCU, Sonny Dykes. Where's my Cal fans at? Were you a Cal fan?
I was. I actually interned at Cal while Sonny Dykes was still there. So I sat in the war room with this guy.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Back in the day. So I got a place in my heart for Sonny Dykes. A, because of that. Right. I don't waste time.
Are you Willard or are you Allen?
I don't waste time. And B, because Sonny actually, based on what I've read, he actually never played football. He played baseball.
Oh, so he's like Farhan. He never played the sport.
His dad coached football, and that's how, he got his chops.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. No wonder he doesn't know what a run is. I mean, geez Louise. I mean, that was an absolute masterclass in what the SEC is all about, right?
Yeah, it's a good day for the SEC. I was talking to Spadone about this. I don't know how it's a good day for Alabama, though.
Why is that?
I don't get that one because TCU, if TCU had gotten blasted by Michigan, because that's what they were saying, we need to be in instead of TCU or Ohio State. Both of those teams played well. TCU beat Michigan, and they got blasted by Georgia.
Great game.
But Georgia would have beat Alabama anyway, and Ohio State took Georgia up to the 11th minute. So I don't understand Alabama. A lot of Alabama fans, doing victory laps last night. It was a little random, but that's what they do.
Well, I mean, Bama's just used to winning everything. So
now they have nothing to look forward to. They have no pro sports.
Exactly.
They have nothing. So shout out Bama.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know what? Well, I'm not shutting up Bama. I'm sick of Bama. Well, I think I'm just sick of the SEC in general.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of having them shoved down my throat. I want to give a shout out to the YouTube and Twitch streamers on the Xfinity mobile text line. You can get in here, 888-957-9570. We're going to have a fun show today. All right. A lot of things are happening in sports. We said Steph Curry probable, may play, may not. I feel like they're going to wait. It's the last game of the homestand. Tonight they play the Suns, and in honor of having the Suns on. Have you ever talked to Eddie Johnson? Who
I have not.
Play-by-play on the Suns? Eddie Johnson is a riot.
Okay.
He's coming for you. So, Alan, if you try to come with a joke, he's going to come rip you.
All
right? I'm dead serious. Also, big golfer.
All right.
I actually asked him if we can go golfing one of these times, and he gave one of the greatest drops in the history of the morning roast where he told me that I better bring some cash if I want to face him in golf.
We're not just playing for keeps. We're playing for green.
Yes, absolutely. Greenbacks. Well, now it's Venmo bucks, right?
Yeah, either way. Cash App, whatever it is, Apple Pay.
Do you have to report your taxes on Venmo?
I think...
How does that work?
I think if it's under a certain amount, no.
I need to reach out to Kugelman Law. That they are the ones that know everything about crypto and tax returns. Look at Sam and Joe are smiling because an impromptu read right then and there. Over $600 people are saying on the YouTube chat. But we're going to have him on at 8:30 and Brian Baldinger at 7:30. I'm excited. There's a lot going on in sports. I want to start here. I want to start with Stetson Bennett. Last night, watching that guy, I can't watch him.
Why?
No, I can't stand him because he's way too old playing quarterback. He's fine. I'm not ripping him. He's a good player. He can throw the ball around. He's like the 17th best story on that team, right? There's so many studs on that team. And I struggle watching him play. I said this to the group chat, I think 2 weeks ago. I said, look, this is about entertainment for me, right? I'm not a college football savant. Like, I'm not stuck on one team. I got buddies that are Trojan fans. My buddy Crow, USC. He's telling me about the pipeline and how Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Lucas. Fight on. I know all about that. But, like, for example, they think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go to USC because he's now in the transfer portal. I got a bunch of Ohio State friends that are Ohio Stated out. The shoehorn, horseshoe, or whatever the hell it's called. I just don't like. I love watching it. I cannot watch him play quarterback. Bryce, I can watch,
but he's got a good story though.
What's the story?
I mean, he's another underdog. He's undersized. He's a walk-on. We love stuff like that.
Do we?
We do. I mean, I guess maybe you loved it last year and the fact that he got to run it back. But is that really his fault? You had the COVID year, things like that.
He's Greg McElroy. Why are we pretending this? Like, that's who he is, right? Like, I mean, come on. We're the old Bama quarterback who won a couple national championships.
He's got some wheels on him. I talked to Spadone, maybe 6th round. Why not?
Oh, well, that's fine. Like, but to think that he's going to go high in the draft, like, because I'm already seeing it last night. Oh, because of Brock Purdy, maybe we shouldn't sleep on anybody in the draft. And look, that's a great point. Outliers are called outliers for a reason. All right? In the NFL, in the history of the NFL, all right, when you look at the Hall of Fame, there is a prerequisite height, weight, speed to play quarterback. And people lose their minds when I say this. There are two outliers, Fran Tarkenton, and then it's going to be Drew Brees, who's retired now. He'll get in there, under 6'1". All right, anything 6'2" and over, those guys, all the Hall of Fame quarterbacks, the only ones who are 6'1" and under, Fran Tarkenton, Drew Brees, and maybe Russell Wilson down the line.
Yeah, and well, it's funny you say that because Sean Payton last week was talking about how, he's kind of doing his rounds to get back into it, and he's saying
he'll have his choice.
Oh, he will.
Wherever he wants to go.
He will. And what he's saying now is top 15, he would not go away from the prototype. At this point right now,
yes,
he is not going away from the prototype, so that means he would have stayed away from so I said, okay, well, who has been taken that, high enough in the top 15 that isn't part of the prototype? Kyler Murray, we have no clue what the heck's going to happen there. Baker Mayfield, we have no clue what's going to happen there.
Glad you're bringing these up.
And Tua, right? And I think there might be one more in recent memory. So I'm sitting there thinking, in the quarterback position specifically, he's not wrong.
No.
He's not wrong. And these are guys that were balling in college. So, and I guess Stetson was too. It's a different game. Everybody's throwing the football. Now looking at Bryce Young, another smaller guy.
He scares me. The slight frame. Like, the game's violent, Alan. I mean, just look, you make a great point on the Tua thing. Everyone would say, and I was one of them, I liked Tua coming out. I liked him. Didn't love him, but I liked him coming out. And my thing is, like, I think people underestimate how ridiculously difficult it is to be a Drew Brees.
Right.
Like, and what I mean by that is insanely accurate, stay within the pocket, and stay healthy for about 15 years. That's dramatically difficult, and I don't think people really understand how hard it is in this sport. Look at Russell Wilson's athleticism. He looks like a shell of himself. And this is, 9 years in? 10 years in? So I don't know what Brock Purdy will become. Heck, I don't even know what he's going to do this playoff series. But I do believe there's going to be some teams that are going to reevaluate the quarterback position. And yes, someone like Stetson Bennett, late in the draft, day 3, why not? Why not? But if somebody reaches out to take him in like the second round, they're tripping.
I don't see that happening.
Right?
I mean, first of all, he's 3 years older than Brock Purdy right now.
Exactly.
He's 3 years older than Brock Purdy.
I think he's older than Burrow right now.
He might be.
Yeah.
He might be. I'm looking at what you see and what is, I guess, hot in the streets now and hot in the league. And Brock Purdy, you still have to make sure that it's a perfect situation. We still don't know what, and this is no slight on Brock Purdy.
No.
How much better are the Texans with Brock Purdy?
I mean, I don't think they're much better at all.
Exactly. So,
and that's not a knock on him.
No,
I think it's
not.
the circumstance and the environment.
Yeah, and I think a Stetson Bennett would have to be a similar situation like that.
Agreed.
You are the second quarterback. If something goes down, we feel comfortable with you taking the reins. So maybe that bumps up his stock a little bit. But I saw yesterday, think about Stetson Bennett over Bryce Young. Can you guys stop it, please? Just stop. Just stop it. It's enough.
Stetson Bennett over Bryce Young.
I don't know if
I put Bryce Young on Georgia, they might score 110 points last night.
Yeah.
I mean, the game was a blowout. I don't know. And the other thing I was thinking about is, like, how the hell did TCU get all those kids to go there? I know the NIL's a thing now, but, like, did you see how big those guys are?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sonny Dykes, how come you couldn't do that at Cal?
I think it might have been just a perfect storm. I don't.
Football in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's an actual algebra or actual method to his madness yet, because we'll see. Maybe he never even does it again.
Was that the worst BCS championship game that you've ever seen? Because it felt like it to me. I mean, it was over in the first half.
It was a shellacking. I'd probably say it's up there. And I did the night show, so luckily I did not have to. I was actually
You're double dipping.
I am. It's called an all-nighter.
You're
I
doing
guess,
what
apparently.
Buster Posey could never do, which is you worked on a Tuesday night, you came in on a Wednesday day game and caught another 9 innings.
So I guess I'm a Hall of Famer too, just like Buster's going to be.
Is Buster a Hall of Famer?
In my opinion, yeah.
Well, that leads us into Brandon Bill. We'll get to him in a little bit. We'll absolutely get to him. Spadoni, do you have the Guru sound from yesterday? No, we don't have it. Guru is putting out his locks of the day. Are you a big bettor? Do you bet?
I do everybody makes fun of me because I do the prop bets. I do the prize picks, and I'll do more.
Why do they make fun of you?
I don't know. They just say it's not real betting. Grandy's always making fun of me.
What do you mean? I don't get. I'm not a bettor at all. So explain to me why there's a line of demarcation between betting.
I don't know. I guess it's just more classic. Hey, you just bet the under, whatever it is, and I bet how many passing yards, how many points, stuff like that.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Don't we all do that for the Super Bowl anyway?
That's right.
So, well, good for you. Do you do daily fantasy?
That's essentially a version of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
what
version
it is.
of it.
That's pretty cool. Man, that's pretty cool. I like that. Well, look, I'm just looking at that game last night, that college football game, and I enjoy watching the college football playoffs. I thought the Michigan TCU game and then the Ohio State Georgia game, those felt bigger than that game last night, which is unfortunate. I'd be very interested to see what it looks like when it's 12 teams.
I'm excited that it's going to happen. To your point about it feeling different, I don't know how they can do this, but to see college game day every Saturday, you wake up in the morning, they're already up, you're loving it, they're putting on the mascot heads, all this stuff on the Saturday morning, and to have it, and I don't know how they fix it, but to have the national championship on a Monday evening just doesn't feel right to me.
Really?
It doesn't feel right to me, and I know why they do it because of NFL.
Yeah, they want to not get blocked out.
It's not going to change, but it feels like just a weird ending. Right?
Yeah.
At least to me, it does.
All right. So Guru was putting out his locks of the day yesterday, and I had to stop on this because this is art. I love Guru so much. A, he looks phenomenal in the video, and B, listen to the music track he plays in the background as he gives you his bet of the day for the national championship. Oh, he went with the get money biggie as he's giving you the prop. So over 62, I think that hit. I think that hit last night.
Georgia hit that alone.
Yeah, seriously. Wow. I like that. Guru picking a hot track and winning. So now he's 1-1. He's back to 500. I like it.
There you go.
There you
go. He would have convinced me if I had heard that ahead of time. I would have wrote it too.
Really?
I would have wrote it too. You know what? But he is always convincing though. Because when he gets on Twitter and it's all caps, I'm thinking there's no way he's off. There's no way he's off on this, and it doesn't hit.
I wish to have the confidence of a Daryl the Guru Johnson.
My favorite was Sunday after the Packer game ended. Within 30 seconds, release the damn schedule at NFL from Guru's account on Twitter. And like seconds later, it came out, and I was like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's the absolute best. Oh, my God. So Steph Curry plays, maybe plays basketball tonight. We got it on these airwaves, 95.7 The Game. JD doing the pregame, guys, starting at 6 o'clock after Damon and Ratto. I don't hear anything. 6:30?
5:30.
What's that?
5:30.
5:30. Beautiful. Sorry, we're working. This is why Bonte drives the big bus and Joe sits in the very, very back because I'm not good at these kinds of things.
You're doing great.
Alan Stiles, Joe Shasky, Morning Row.